You got a gun, got a big gun, you got a gun, it's not a real one, and all you ever think about is running away, all you ever think about is trying to stay away from me.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the LoudMouth MMA Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Steele. Joining me, as he does every single Sunday, it is Mr. Frederick Kirby the Third.
The Third. It's important.
It is important.
You got to put that in there, man. Yes.
What is your middle name?
James.
Fred. Oh shit.
Fred James Kirby the Third.
Can we just say that Freddie James sounds like
it's a porn star name?
It is. It's not even just that. If I were writing, I'm definitely writing a short story using the character Freddie James. He sounds like a noir detective.
A what detective?
Freddie James, like noir, like 30s detective fiction.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it sounds like a 30s detective where they're like, why I yotta. He punches the woman in the face. I'm Freddie James.
Well, calm down now. Right after that point, I was with you.
Like, wait a minute.
Until he starts beating on women. Where'd
Listen,
that come from?
That's how 30s detectives were. They were smoking cigarettes and punching women.
That's true.
All right, well, we're living in a post-UFC 222 world, my friends.
And what a card it was.
Did a fight companion. I don't know if I have ever screamed so loudly during a fight as I did during that Andre Sukumta Sean O'Malley fight. I was go listen to the fight companion. I was yelling. I was so mystified as to what I was seeing.
Why? Why?
At the very end of the fight. I was shook. Like, I don't know how else to put it. I was shook. I was like, what? I'm like, stand up! Walk to the center!
Yeah.
Stand up! I'm screaming. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, a bunch of people were saying that on Twitter. I wasn't on Twitter. I'm watching the fights, doing a fight companion. Like, I'm like, what is this man doing?
Get off of him and make him stand.
That's all he had to do. Stand up, walk to the center of the octagon. Fight's over. Fight's over. Like,
I tell you what, man.
What an idiot.
I have watched a lot of fights in my day, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody react like that to an injury. I mean, you know what?
Oh, they put his leg in one of those air casts.
His leg?
Yeah.
Really?
I don't know what he did to it, but they put it in an air cast. I think there's a thought that he might have literally shattered his shin.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say.
He had no way of standing.
The only other person I've ever seen react like that was Anderson Silva.
Yeah, that was different. I mean, I think this was less of an injury, but it must have hurt just as bad.
But
because
that's what I'm saying. I'm saying as far
how
as
was the post? I couldn't hear.
Reaction-wise? Well, a little bit. It was interesting.
He's a funny dude, so I was saying, like, was he being funny or was he?
Yeah, a little bit. You could tell he was in fucking agony, though, man.
Yeah.
It was a strange thing. Joe fucking kneeled down and put the mic to his shit, and
that's great though. Good job for Joe to have the wherewithal to do
fucking
that.
Shout out to Sugar. Fucking what is it? Sean, right?
Yeah, Sean O'Malley.
He's got his own strain of weed coming out. Little Sugar Sean OG. Like,
that's good.
Fucking kid.
It's smart.
He's a star in the making, man.
Smart.
I hope that injury wasn't that bad, because outside of that injury,
there have been people doubting kind of his ability to get started. I'm like, guys, he's an exciting dude.
Yeah, why wouldn't he?
Exciting dude.
Why wouldn't he?
There's no reason for him to not keep propelling up. And we had a couple potential stars in this card, which we'll get to.
Yeah,
we'll get to that
for sure,
especially one early on. But let's start at the top. We got to start at the top, work our way down. Okay. We're going to probably talk about UFC 222 most of this card. One thing I want to say is, after giving it some thought, as soon as we stopped recording, we got a bunch of shit for not just saying it was Dominic Cruz. We got a lot of shit for it. For not just being like, for not just saying it's Dominic Cruz, that's it, end of story. So, guys, we're sitting here on the fly discussing it.
Right.
We wanted to make sure we weren't forgetting anybody in WEC, anybody, you know what I mean? Like, we wanted to make sure we weren't forgetting it.
Right.
So, yeah, it's Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz is the GOAT at 135. Everybody needs to relax.
Yeah.
Do you want to go through this real quick before you do choose one or two?
Overall, yeah. Well, I mean, there's not much to go over.
Because I was thinking about it. I've been thinking about it, and I talked to some buddies and stuff who had who listen to the show, and I think there's pretty much a consensus here. I mean, really, the only UFC debate, because if we're saying greats in the UFC, not greats in all of MMA, but greats just UFC period.
Right.
There's debate at heavyweight. Okay. There really isn't debate at 205 because it's John Jones. Even though he popped, you can't.
Well, listen, we can have the debate about that.
You can have that debate, but I would say let's just table that.
Yep.
It's John Jones at 205.
Sure.
It's Anderson Silva at 185. It's GSP at 170. There's really no debate there either.
Yeah, that's true. I can go along with both of those.
There's debate at 55.
Yeah.
There's debate at heavyweight. 45, you got to go Aldo.
Yeah.
And then
You know what? No. Fuck that. 45's Conor. Conor ran through the division, and he knocked fucking Jose's funny ass out in like 13 seconds. Listen.
And he beat Holloway.
At 55, right. At 55, Conor's not in the discussion. At 45, he's actually got a slight legacy.
I'll disagree at 45 in just that the fights that Aldo was winning for that decade, right, for the decade he went undefeated, the fights he were winning, many of them were title defenses, which means something.
And many of them were against...
Sure, yeah, but I mean, Conor's debut was against Marcus Brimage.
Well, listen, Marcus Brimage used to be a tough little fucker.
His second fight was against, I think, Max Holloway, who was debuting, I'm pretty sure. So, you know what I mean?
Fucking Max Holloway, though. What
I
the
understand,
fuck?
but it's his,
I mean, come on. Where'd he end up going?
Sure, but I'm just saying it's not like Conor was smashing nonsense. You're creating debate. I get it. You're creating debate.
I think that you could, if you was a Conor nuthugger, you could make the argument because Conor did knock out Jose. So it's not like they fought in different generations.
There's only been 3 champions in 145: Jose Aldo, Max Holloway, and Conor McGregor. Well, Conor McGregor beat the other 2.
Right.
So there's at least
and a few other top contenders at 45. At least I agree with you. Calm down, Keith. I know he's pissing his panties right now. I get
Conor beat Aldo 10 years into an undefeated reign. So it's like it's a different you still got to go Aldo. Now, here's what I will say. If Conor, because I kind of want to see this, if Conor goes back to 145, I absolutely think he can make it. I don't think there's that much of an issue.
I wouldn't say there's that much of an issue. I think he can make it, but I think it would be a fucking issue.
He made 154 for the Mayweather fight, and from anything that I've heard, he wasn't cutting.
Yeah, he could.
He just changed his diet.
I think he could make it.
He wasn't really cutting.
I think he could do it.
I do
think it would be hard on him these days.
Sure,
but he could do it for sure.
I want to see him go back to 145, and I want to see him beat Holloway.
Yeah,
I want to see him beat a guy like Frankie.
Listen. That's all cute. As far as Conor goes, we're getting completely off the fucking rails here. But that goddamn dude needs to fight the winner of fucking Khabib Tony. Let's make sure those pricks fight and let Conor fight the winner of that, and then we'll fucking figure out.
I want to see him go back, but I want to because he's already getting stripped. So why not just go to 145 now? If he goes back to 145, if he beats Holloway now in this state, okay. And then also you got to beat one other guy. You either got to beat Ortega or you got to beat Frankie, even though Frankie just lost. But Frankie was always the guy stylistically that people said Conor would have issues with, which I agree. The toughness factor, the cardio factor, and the wrestling, right? So that's a guy who Conor should have a lot of trouble with. Now he's a lot smaller, but anyway. So I would say at this point it's Ortega. If Conor McGregor goes back, he beats Max Holloway in his current state, right, in his prime as champion,
right,
and then also beats Ortega, I think he supplants Aldo.
Well, yeah,
I think it might literally be that easy.
If he did that, for sure, but I don't know. I don't really look, man. At this point, 45 is dope on its own. Now we have Ortega. I mean, we'll get to that. Let's not jump around here. But
I mean, Conor McGregor, we probably don't have to thank him at all for that.
No, but I'm just saying that's what I mean. We don't really need him at 45 no more. 45's jumping on its own.
I think Conor
like jumping,
and I think Conor played a huge role in that, and I feel like nobody likes to admit that.
Well, I don't know. I kind of disagree. It may be putting some light on 45, sure, but in what Max Holloway's doing with 45 now, Conor, I don't think had fuck all to do with nothing. As far as what Conor's doing with, I'm sorry, as far as what Max Holloway's got going on, like when Max, and
I think
Brian
Conor McGregor made Max Holloway better.
Well, sure, but what I'm saying is Max went on
it was
that.
something to chase.
Well, yeah, no doubt, but Max went on that streak and kind of created his own bravado. Like he has 45 now, and Brian Ortega did the same thing with his performances. Now, now that's a big fight.
Ooh, that's a huge fight.
It's a big fight.
I will say this right now, hands down, not even a question. Outside of when McGregor fought Aldo, okay, outside of when that fight finally happened, this is bar none the biggest featherweight fight that we've seen in years. Years and years.
I would go as far as to say it's the second biggest featherweight fight of all time with Aldo Conor being one.
Just about, man. I mean,
listen, I seen Ariel floated on Twitter and do this in Hawaii. Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega.
Because Brian Ortega has a type of Hawaiian attitude too.
Well, and
he's
it's
real
just
calm.
Sure. You know what's great about that fight is that fight. If they did, it's going to be huge regardless. But if they did it in Hawaii, not only would it be massive, but it would be massive without trash talk. You wouldn't need to.
No.
Like, both of them cats are pretty respectful. I wouldn't imagine that Max Holloway and Brian Ortega are going to do much trash talk. But on the same token, I don't think they're going to be fucking Pat Barry and Crow Coppin either.
No.
I think they'll be serious. They'll be, you know what I mean? Max Holloway takes being champion very serious. He wants to keep his belt. And you know, everybody knows Brian Ortega's thing. He feels like this is his fucking destiny. That's going to be a great fight, and I think they'll sell the shit out of it without all the trash talk, which will be interesting. And I think it will sell well, too, which kind of proves a point, man. I'm going completely off topic here, but nowadays it's like everybody's like, we need the money fight. It's all about the money. We got to build the money. Everybody's got to talk shit. We got to do all this fancy, fluffy things. Not really. Fedor is still a draw, and dude don't speak Anglo. For real. Yeah. Like, there's no recipe on how to make a star. But that goes both ways. Obviously, there's the Conor / Ali / Sonnen mold, where you talk a lot, you back a few things up in the cage, and boom.
I mean, what did Francis Ngannou do to get hyped up?
Knock motherfuckers out. His story was interesting,
but not just knock people out, but also have the UFC say that he punches like a Ford Escort.
Yeah,
which,
true.
I mean, I don't even want to get into all that. But,
well, right.
But no, I mean, the UFC, and this is where I believe, this is where when people get really upset about the way that the UFC, pushes people, promotes people. This is where I agree with them, right? I've always been a guy that's gotten like, Demetrius Johnson needs to do stuff on his own, okay? Demetrius Johnson he's not interesting. He's not this. He's not that. The guy's defended his belt more times than anybody in UFC history.
Right.
I don't know if I've ever seen that on a commercial, ever. I don't even know. Does Dana White even talk about it? Dana White will let us know when Conor McGregor's taking his shit.
That's not the fault. I disagree, though. I don't think that's the problem. You know what DJ's problem is? I'll tell you right now why DJ's not popular.
Listen, there's a couple problems. It's the division's small, literally.
Strict the competition.
Yeah.
That's it. If DJ moves up to fucking 35.
Here's the thing, though. It's strength. It's strength of. Here's the problem with that argument, though.
Because but hold on, though.
Yeah,
look at Brian Ortega.
Yeah.
He fought two fucking dudes.
Yeah.
But look at who he fought and look at what he did to him.
Sure.
Two guys changed everything for him. He ain't even the fucking champion, and he'll probably sell triple anything DJ ever has. And you know why? Because not that he just got a knockout, because DJ's got all kinds of knockouts, right? But who did DJ knock out? You know what I mean? Like, if DJ went up to 35 and starts Cody and then starts TJ, I fucking promise you it would build. Let him go up to 45 and fight fucking. I mean, I'm not saying.
Yeah,
I can hear people fucking. Well, you gotta go. What I'm saying is, impress motherfuckers. Doing what fucking Brian Ortega did to Frankie Edgar, that's impressive.
Because that's true.
What has DJ done to a certain individual that like nobody else has done? You know what I mean?
He literally invented like a leaping armbar. You know what I mean? I've never seen anything like that before.
Yeah, but on subpar competition. You know what I mean?
I know, but here's the thing.
Let him go do that to fucking Cody.
But nobody outside of no one outside of, big fan, like intense fans knows that that's subpar competition.
I disagree.
If you're sitting at B-dubs and in a commercial keeps showing over and over again of Demetrius Johnson, it's fade to black. Heartbeat. Come out of black. Demetrius Johnson starts to jump. Fade to black.
Dude.
Heartbeat. Comes out of black. He jumps. Puts him in the armbar. Crowd goes wild. Then it shows a string of him finishing people. It doesn't matter if those are subpar competition if you're sitting inside an Applebee's because you're not going to know. You're not going to have any idea that those were subpar
I disagree
competitors.
a little bit. How many people knew who Cub Swanson were? I mean, but it worked. Like I think people do kind of figure it out. I think people figure out that like, yeah, he did that, but he did it to a bird of shit.
I don't know.
Because I think if he did it, I think the proof is in the pudding. I think if he really did it, like
I think if the UFC decided right now,
that they could make him a star, they could make him a
would do
star.
it.
I completely disagree.
I think
do not
right
think
now,
so.
if the UFC made the decision, hey, let's pump time and money into Demetrius Johnson right now.
They can.
Now, here's the problem.
What kind of a star are you talking here?
Well,
now?
I'm not saying Conor McGregor style.
No, but I mean, even fucking. Do you think they could turn him into Brian Ortega?
Yes,
I don't think so.
I think easily.
I don't think so.
I think easily. The other thing, but here's where I will disagree with myself. They made an entire season of The Ultimate Fighter around him. I mean, didn't get much better than that, and he was barely on it because he didn't want to.
But
He should have been on for that season. The Ultimate Fighter, he should have been on every single episode.
Who was the
he
fucking
should have
guy?
He should have been torturing people in their dorms.
Who was the other guy? Who's the coach? Who'd he fight? Exactly. The fact that we have to think is the problem.
Well, he fought Tim Elliott.
Get the fuck out of here.
Because he wasn't coaching.
Man. That's what I mean, man. He needs a guy for us to be excited.
That was the best fart noise you've ever done.
That's such garbage, Tim Elliott. Man, can we? All right, let's just do it, man. Because I'm starting to, my heart's heart's racing.
You're getting worked up.
Look, I don't need to shit on DJ any more than I ever have. Everybody knows about. I got somebody to shit on this fucking card.
Sure.
Let's get to last night. Let's start from the top and let's get back on track.
UFC 222. Clearly, there's nothing to talk about in our main event. It was Cyborg versus the 135 champion in Invicta.
Fuck you. Say her name. What's her fucking name, Kyle?
Kunitskaya.
Yeah.
Do you know who doesn't know her name?
Me.
Any person outside the UFC, fan of the UFC, because they didn't even say her fucking name.
Fucking me.
No one said her name.
Nobody
She
knows
was a
it.
shadow on the UFC.com's website. She's like a shadow still on fucking it. It's so ridiculous. Like the way, again, but this goes back to the Demetrius Johnson thing. She got thunderstruck, okay? But here's the thing. She could be a future star at bantamweight. She's still an incredibly talented bantamweight who's fought legit people. Like, the 135 is wide the fuck open underneath 2 or 3 people. So she could very well be a star there. In the UFC, again, they didn't promote her at all. I don't know if Dana White even said her name at any point. It is funny.
Are you fucking
He was
high?
doing an interview. No, I'm not high. He was doing an interview. Okay, I remember hearing this. He was doing an interview, and he would go, he said her name, and he goes, Yana, he goes, I think it's pronounced Kunitskaya. How do you not know?
What the
How
fuck?
do you
How
not
does
know?
anybody know? Are you fucking kidding me?
I know,
of course she didn't know.
You have to
Nobody
make
knows.
people know.
Nobody.
Then why book her? Why book her in the first place?
It's a good fucking question, Kyle. Why don't we fucking get to why the fuck you think? Okay. So,
I know why they booked her. Nobody will fight Cyborg. Nobody's interested in it. The only person who's
Bullshit.
But what do you mean bullshit?
I
Who
call
wants to
bullshit.
fight her? Who wants to fight her?
Somebody. I guarantee you
Name
somebody
one
will fight her.
goddamn person.
I can fucking pull up the goddamn top 10, 35.
Nobody wants to fight her. Nobody wants to fight her.
Yanni, whatever the fuck from him. But man, you guys are fucking crazy as fuck. I'm telling you right now. Cyborg is fucking number 1 bullshit.
It goes
Number
full
1.
Khabib?
Number 1 bullshit.
Okay.
Number 1 bullshit.
Explain.
I think that okay.
You are, but guys, if you can picture Fred right now, he is sweating. His
Fucking turning beat red like your shirt.
He's slowly morphing into Joey Diaz the longer he sits here. Oh, all of a sudden he's now wearing a gi. I don't know why he's wearing a gi, but he's now wearing a gi.
All right. I have clowned Cyborg before for her lack of competition.
Not her fault.
Okay, no, fuck that. I'm not letting you get away with that. I disagree with you now.
How is it her fault?
Because fuck. Okay,
How is it her fault?
Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
called her out.
And she wants to fight her.
Oh, that's fucking cute. She wants to fight her now, huh?
Where's she?
Kiss my fucking ass. Amanda Nunes called her out the bullshit she did. I heard the interviews, God damn it. She said, and I fucking quote, I don't want to fight Amanda Nunes because I want to fight. I want to establish myself in my own weight division and fight girls at 45.
Yeah.
And then they went and not only did they get a 35er, they got her from fucking lion fights.
She was an Invicta.
I'm bullshitting, but you know what I mean. They couldn't even find a fucking 35er on the UFC's roster.
Yana has fought at 145, so that was part of it. She's fought at 145.
Fuck that.
She's fought at 145. She was the same size as Cyborg. Okay, same height. Hold on, no, hold on, Fred. Bullshit. Let me go. Okay, the other thing is this fight was on short notice. This wasn't a planned fight. This was not on the card until Holloway got injured. Holloway got injured. They said, "Oh shit, we need something for this card." Yana was going to make her debut at 135 against somebody I cannot remember. I can't remember who she's going to make her debut against. So she was already signed to the UFC to do that fight. And they basically said, I think they cast an net and said, who wants to fight Cyborg? And I think she was one of the few people that said, sure. Honestly.
I mean, I wish we had a camera in here. So
you are so goddamn.
I don't
He's
give
playing a fiddle.
I don't give
Fred's
an F.
playing a
I
fiddle.
don't give an F about any of that. You know what?
Who are you mad at? I'm confused. Your anger
Cyborg
confuses me. Okay.
Cyborg.
What did Cyborg, where did she touch you?
She took this fight.
Okay.
I do not.
Then who else was
What
supposed to
makes
take it?
Cyborg different? No fuck. I don't give a fuck.
No, that's not
Cyborg
what I
can stay
meant.
the fucking Curitiba, where the fuck she was. What's different from
That's not what I
Cyborg?
meant.
Why does MVP get so much shit for crushing tomato cans,
Right.
but then Cyborg crushes a broad that none of us have fucking heard of? It's the next day, and I still don't know her name. I still don't know her name.
Here's the difference. There is a difference here, though.
What?
Every single person with any type of name has called out MVP. The whole fucking roster has called him out, and he hasn't taken any of the fights. He keeps fighting cans. Cyborg has not been. Cyborg got called out by one fucking person,
And
Amanda
she
Nunes.
fucking dodged the fuck out of her and fought some broad that nobody's heard of.
There is no way she's dodging
And you know
her.
what? Fuck that bullshit. This is Valley Tudo style. Oh, it makes me so mad. Fucking bullshit. You're fucking shitting on the name. Vanderlei and Shogun went and fought fucking goddamn animals like Mark Hunt.
Yeah.
That is fucking Valley Tudo style. Plus, Valley Tudo has no fucking rules. You're in the UFC and you're fighting the fucking broad that's smaller than you and not nowhere near on your level.
Yeah.
Valley Tudo my fucking ass.
The reason why I guess I feel like the anger is misplaced for a couple reasons, a few reasons,
13,000
but
reasons.
but not the least of which is that remove Cyborg out of the equation.
That's hard to do.
What? No. I'm saying from this fight card, remove her out of the equation. It's a couple weeks out. Holloway gets hurt. You got nobody to main event. You have no type of name, no type of play. What do you do?
Do you really think that was better? That was fucking embarrassing. Well, I tell you what, all bullshit aside, you know
I bet you more people watched it than you'd think.
Oh man, they can suck.
I bet you more people watched that card than you'd think.
Oh, I
bet you more people watched that bad blood than you'd think.
I disagree with you. I think
what's your number? What's your number?
Not over 350.
I'll take the over.
You think it's over 350?
Yes.
The fuck out of here.
I'll take the over.
Kiss my ass.
All
I'll
right.
take that.
Here's what we'll do.
Loudmouth bet.
We'll loudmouth bet it. We'll loudmouth bet it.
Fucking loudmouth bet you.
Next week,
350,000. I don't think you can have that.
I'm saying
Cyborg.
over.
She's not that big of a star. And I tell you what. You know what? If she is a star, I tell you what. I'll apologize, but you guys can all suck my dick because if you bought that fucking card to watch Cyborg fight a brother that nobody's heard of, you're a fucking idiot. We should have just kept it with Frankie and Brian.
Yeah.
That was the finish.
That was the people's main event anyway.
Cool bean, yeah, and it was good. What the fuck? Then we see Cyborg come out. Did you see the look on that broad's face after she got punched in the gut? The first one, she punched in the gut, and that bitch went, ooh.
Yeah.
Whoa, where am I at? Like, I knew right then.
Somebody posted a meme. And it was like Yana after getting punched one time by Cyborg. It was just a deer standing in front of a train.
That was all bullshit aside.
I'm not mad at Cyborg for it.
I am.
I don't.
If I'm Cyborg, I don't take that fight. You know why? Because she is at a point in her fucking
But she
career
wants to
now.
get paid just as much as
man,
anybody
pay
else.
these nuts, man. Go fucking do a fucking porn shoot in Brazil or some shit. And they'll pay her good money for that.
Please no.
Yeah, China got paid real good money to do those things.
Sure.
I'm sure she'll get paid big money. I don't give a fuck what
Absolutely.
look, go earn an extra coin, training somebody. Do whatever the fuck you got to do. I do not want to see Cyborg in fights like this no more.
I don't want to see Cyborg in the UFC.
I do. I just want to see her.
Who?
Let's start with Amanda Nunes. We'll start there.
But she's a 135er.
At least she's the fucking queen of 35.
I know, but I want to see her. Why not have her fight? Like, why not have her
What,
fight?
girls we've never heard of? Listen, start cultivating the division.
At least they're 145ers.
Well, okay, but I don't give a fuck if we got to bring Gabby Garcia in and change the rules. Let her fight somebody that matters.
Yeah.
I mean, I just, I don't want to see. Simply put, I don't want to see Cyborg fight somebody I've never heard of ever again. She's too big of a star. She's too dangerous of a woman. It's almost not fair at this point.
I get it. No, that is a valid point.
You know
like
what I
saying,
mean?
like, listen, all right, guys.
It's enough with
it. Was cute. It was cute.
Yeah.
In the words of Fred, it was cute while it lasted.
Let's
stop putting Cyborg against people whose names we can't pronounce.
Literally.
I mean,
literally.
seriously.
She's too dangerous.
We're
She's
done
too
now.
dangerous.
We're done now.
If she fights anybody else from here on in, it's
almost negligent at this point.
Literally.
Literally. It's almost negligent.
And I thought maybe, well, she didn't look the greatest against Holly. Maybe this fucking broad will surprise me. But, man, Cyborg running through her the way she did, that was fucking embarrassing.
Just think about how absurd this is.
And why was this fight like you said, they added it for a main, to have a headliner. But what the fuck, man?
Would you like to listen to Cyborg's UFC career?
Oh, God, don't fucking make me have a heart attack, Kyle.
Leslie Smith at 139.
I love Leslie Smith, but she's most famous for knocking out a drunk guy in front of a fucking club in the Natty.
Leslie Smith, she came in at 139. She had her first two fights were at 140. Okay. Then she fights Lena Landsberg.
Jesus Christ.
Then she fights Tanya Evinger.
This is shameful shit, man. I'm trying. People got some kind of balls on them disrespecting Ronda.
And then she fights Holly Holm. Okay. That was the most legit opponent.
The
most legit and
real shit.
It was the most legit opponent, and guess what? It went to a decision.
Yeah, and she didn't. Imagine that. She didn't look like the fucking Red Queen in that fight. Yep. I mean, don't get me wrong. She looked good, and I give her that one. That was, in my opinion, that is by far her best win. Then you got, what's the one broad? Marlies Coonan, fucking 34 years ago.
Yeah,
that was a legit win too. At that
round
time,
TKO.
At that time, that was a good one. And then what? Fucking the hot little broad, fucking
Gina Carano.
Yeah, that's it, dog. Real shit. Those are the ones that's it for her.
Shayna
man.
Baszler.
Fuck out of here. She's like a professional wrestler now. Part of the 4 Horsewomen or whatever the fuck, man. That shit. Nah, dog.
Oh, shit. She's a lot
Yeah, you see a lot of red over there, Jack.
That's a lot of red.
I mean, all due respect to her, she'd beat the shit out of me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if we're having this discussion, nah, dog. That Cyborg's fucking record is spotty at best.
She has not lost a fight since her debut.
Who?
Cyborg.
Well, of course not.
She lost her debut. She lost by arm lock, of all things. 2005, has not lost a fight since.
You know what happened after that,
She's
right?
won no contest.
Somebody introduced her to John Jones' doctor. After that first fight, they're like, come here, we got to show you something.
We have a gas station to show you.
Yeah. We know you don't got a dick, but we got some pills for you.
Yeah, right? Oh, my God.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I just... that's it.
Oh,
man.
and if anyone's listening to this and they say, well, why doesn't she fight Megan Anderson? Say that shit to my face.
Yeah,
come say that shit to my face.
That's just another.
I could drop kick you in the fucking mouth.
I've heard of her.
But I could drop kick you in the mouth.
That's another one.
She won't even take. It's Megan Anderson will take the goddamn fight anyway. She literally used Cyborg's name to get in the UFC now, and then won't fight her.
She's smart.
So stupid.
She knows she don't want that fight.
She's smart.
She don't want no smoke with Cyborg, man.
Right here, boom. Megan Anderson calls for Chris Cyborg title fight.
I mean, get the fuck out of here, man.
Eat a dick.
The only person I really want to see Cyborg fight right now is, goddamn it, Amanda Nunes. That's it. And then after that, we can revisit this discussion and see what we need to do to find Cyborg an opponent. Fucking let her fight Brian Caraway. I don't give a shit. Let's have some fun.
All right. Brian Ortega, Frankie Edgar. We've alluded to it a couple times. Brian Ortega getting a huge win over Frankie Edgar. Huge. Cannot be understated enough. Giving Frankie Edgar his first finish in a very long career.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Mr. Brian Ortega. Congratulations.
What? Yeah,
It's incredible.
I don't even know what to say. The only thing I will say, if I have to put my hater glasses on a little bit,
we all knew that you would.
Frankie's a little long on the tooth.
A little long on the tooth.
And listen, man, I did say going into this fight, Frankie does have a propensity to get hit.
He's just always been able to handle it. At some point, you stop being able to handle it.
You got it, man. You got it.
But
and when you're
to
fighting
be fair,
look, I didn't call it going in.
No, and the other thing is, to be fair, the uppercut that he took, I don't give a shit how good your chin is.
Sure.
You eat one of those.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and
he got overeemed.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
He got.
Yeah,
that was a nasty uppercut.
Well, and listen, man, people were like, was the fight stopped too soon? I can almost entertain that idea because of who Frankie Edgar is, but I'll tell you why it doesn't work for me. That was the first round, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. Brian Ortega had a full gas tank, and if the ref wasn't there, he was about to put Frankie to sleep. This wasn't the third round. He wasn't tired.
I legitimately saw a bunch of people saying it was an early stoppage.
No.
I was like, guys.
Look, well, man, I think those are the people that see the clips of the old Gray Maynard
Frankie.
fights where he
Frankie's
fucking
not there anymore, guys.
Well, and listen, Brian Ortega's not fucking Gray Maynard. His striking's a little better, and he was like, if he was going to put Frankie out for 1,000% sure. So if you're one of those idiots out there that feel like you got stopped too early because you're a Frankie dick rider, he was about to hurt Frankie, man. But I promise you, Frankie was not fixing to pull guard. And that's the other thing. It's not like Brian Ortega is not well versed on the ground, and Frankie's just going to whip some, pull some sloppy guard and get him in there. Brian Ortega is an animal on the ground. Frankie fucked up when he got uppercutted. That fight was over. He was never, ever, ever, ever going to get out of that fight at that point.
Ugh. Poor guy.
Super impressive from Brian. And then obviously we discussed the whole Max Holloway thing. Sets up probably the biggest fight at 45 since Conor and Jose.
Yep.
I hope they do it in Hawaii too. That would be sick. We'll have to stay up till fucking 3 a.m. to watch it, but I don't give a fuck.
All right, let's move on down. We have Sean O'Malley taking on Andre Sukumta. I'm not going to go crazy on this one because I already did to start the show off. But let me just say, love Andre. He's a great dude. He needs to fire every single person who was in his corner. Every single person who was staying in that corner. I don't care if it was your dad. I don't care if it's your grandpa. I don't care if it's somebody you've been training with since you were 2. Fire every single one of them because you're in the heat of the moment. Andre.
Sure.
Andre, who avid listener of the show. Okay, you are in the heat of the moment. It is excusable that maybe you did not see the fact that literally was not putting any weight on the leg. He had the leg up and up against the back of the cage, and even then, when he would touch the cage, he would wince and move his leg over, okay?
That's true.
Maybe, listen, you're in the heat of the moment. Maybe you couldn't see it. To know who did see it was your corner, because your corner, and if they didn't see it, fire them twice.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
They deserve to be fired for not seeing it. And if they did see it and was not screaming at the absolute top of their lungs, which from what I have heard, they were not. I tried to investigate this a little bit today, and it seems as if the corner was not saying anything.
Not saying, get the fuck up.
Like, seriously, like, I would have been, if I was there, if I was in his corner, I would have been throwing up blood. I would have been screaming so loud. Like,
I mean, because the thing is,
Andre, get off of him! Stand up! Stand up!
Even if he can, and it's brutal to do it, but even if he can make it to his feet, you kick his other leg. Right? You kick the good leg. I mean, then the fight's over, for sure.
Seriously.
Like, he can't put any pressure on the
No.
So you
He
square up a little
falls.
bit, boom.
Kick him in the leg, he falls, tell him to stand back up. He probably can't stand back up.
And
Kick him in the leg again, he falls.
One more leg kick and it's over.
That's
and then,
it.
worst comes to worst, you fake the leg kick and throw the, you know what I mean? He's a sitting duck, man.
It's it, man.
He's a sitting
It
duck.
was done. If you stand in the middle of the cage and make him come to you,
It's
he
over.
won't be able to do it. He won't be able to walk to you.
Right.
He'd have to hop, and then they would stop the fight.
Right.
I mean, I'm not kidding. Fire every single person that was in that corner. Everybody. Fire every person that was in that corner and watch that fight 1,000 times. Ingrain that into your brain and get better fight IQ.
Yeah, I mean, listen, but let's talk about it though. Like he needs better fight IQ, but he got his ass whooped that fight too. Like before that injury befell.
I'm glad
Sean.
he lost because the right person won.
Right.
Because Sean O'Malley, had he
that-
not fucked his leg up, would have probably won the third round too.
See, that's what I mean. So, like, in some weird way, it kind of worked because, like, had how you pronounce that prick's last name? Sukumta. Had Sukumta actually got up and done the right thing and won, I'd be low key kind of salty because that'd be some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Because like he was not winning that fight. He got his ass whooped in that fight.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
all right, Andre Arlovsky, Stefan Struve. On the podcast, I went balls to the walls on picking Stefan Struve. I was all fucking in. And then I texted guy, I should have that was Sean. I texted Sean the morning of the event, and I said, so bet is still on. I'm not gonna get out of the bet. I'm picking Andre by decision now. I've completely switched over. I mean, it was just watching a bunch of fights and just realizing, just finishing doing research and talking to people and just going, this fight's going to a decision. Everybody thinks it's going to be a knockout. The fight's going to go to a decision, and when it does, there's only one person in there that has the tools to win a decision in this type of fight, and it's Andre Arlovski. Period. So good for him. I hope he still retires because he's gotten 2 fights in a row where he got away with it. Of not getting knocked out, and I would like him to just call it a day now.
Yeah,
you strung together 2 wins. One of them was against top competition. Bow out while you're on top. In some way or fashion, you'll always get remembered for the fact that hey, you finished strong.
Sure,
get the fuck out now.
I agree.
You beat a budgeting prospect, and you just beat a perennial contender in Stefan Struve, a guy who beat the current champion.
Yep.
Back away now. Walk away. That's good. Thankfully. See, and this is what people, for anyone who bets, do not be afraid, challenge your convictions. I was all in on Stefan Struve. And as soon as I made this decision, even though I made a bet on it, even though I had put DraftKings stuff on Stefan Struve, I flipped everything.
Right.
I flipped everything. I went to Bovada. I put money on Arlovski. I put money on Arlovski by decision. He was an underdog, and definitely by decision. He was a pretty big underdog there, too. And even though I'd been saying all week Struve. Right. You have to be able to do that if you're going to bet. Right. You have to be able to say, just because I've thought of something and told myself something, it doesn't make it true.
So I'm going to shoot better.
If you get information, you can't cling to conviction. Yeah, if something happens and your mind changes, go with it.
Yep.
Don't second guess yourself all the time. But it was pretty clear once you really thought about it, once you really looked at shit to go, I don't think anyone's getting knocked out here.
Yeah.
And not only do I not think anyone's getting knocked out here, but if it goes to a decision, only one guy is going to be able to do it. I mean, honestly, Struve is not going to win a decision in a fight like this. So it became pretty clear that it was going to be Arlovski.
That's betting with your mind and not with your heart.
Moving on down, Ketlin Vieira showing why she is a highly touted prospect. Although, to be fair, she did beat a Kat Zingano, who we know nothing about at this point. So
yeah, it's kind of a shame to see what Kat looked like in that fight, man.
This was a
lot.
horrible welcome back fight. I don't know what she was thinking.
Well, she was a beast a long time ago, but she's just been through so much shit too, man. I feel sorry for Kat. She's had a rough fucking go about it.
My eyes just rolled.
Here we go.
About the next fight. I don't even want to talk about it. Mackenzie Dern, Ashley Yoder. I don't even know what to say.
What are you disappointed about?
What am I disappointed about?
Yeah.
The UFC, if you had a 3D printer, okay? If you had a 3D printer and you said, all right, here's what I need you to do for me. I need you to go to your 3D printer. I need you to print me off who would be the perfect opponent for Mackenzie Dern to sub. And you went, okay, let me type it in, and you hit print. Ashley Yoder would pop up. Instantly. Ashley Yoder's body would come out of the 3D printer.
Swoop.
She has 5 wins. 4 of the 5 wins were by armbar. 4 of the 5 wins. She only has 5 wins. 4 of them were by armbar.
And this is Ashley Yoder.
Ashley Yoder.
Right.
Okay.
Mackenzie Dern's opponent.
Yes.
Okay.
So her only way of winning is by armbar, which means as soon as you get her to the ground, her instincts are going to kick in. And the moment she tries to do anything to someone with Mackenzie Dern's pedigree and sub.
Sure.
I mean, it literally should have been that easy. And the fact that it wasn't that easy is terrifying.
Yep.
It's terrifying because Mackenzie Dern was supposed to be the next coming of Jesus Cristo.
That's the problem right there too, though. We put way too much stock in these hype trains, man.
But look, here's the thing though. She's not just a hype train.
Yeah.
I mean, no, dude. Look at her. Her accolades are second to none.
In jiu-jitsu.
I know.
In MMA, her accolades are dick.
I know, but that jiu-jitsu in a division like straw weight in the UFC for women, are you kidding me?
Sure.
She should have walked through Ashley Yoder. She should have been able to fight. She should have been able to fight Ashley Yoder 3 times.
I agree. But what we found out is sometimes that shit don't fucking translate. Wasn't the fucking Russian broad that Cyborg fought some kind of Muay Thai champion?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she had some kind of kickboxing championships from somewhere, and that fucking amounted to dick all. But listen, I do agree with you. Mackenzie Dern had a lot of hype. I was super excited to see this fight. I thought for me, what this shit comes down to is Mackenzie Dern needs to go hang out with DC and them. She needs to figure out how the fuck to wrestle. If she could have dragged her to the ground, she probably, there's no doubt in my mind she would have submitted her. But her wrestling and her takedowns are, quite frankly, shite.
Dude, by the way,
complete shite. Or Ashley Yoder just has some fucking really good takedown defense. You know what I mean?
By the way, last night we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We had 7 fights go to a decision. Of those 7, 5 of them were split.
Damn.
And of the 5 that were split, none of them made sense. Johnson clearly beat Milstead 29-28. Rosales scored it 30-27 for Milstead.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. The Milstead got beat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Clearly, 29-28, he got beat.
Yeah.
Yet, Rosales gave it 30-27 to him.
These fucking judges.
Okay, then you have Vieira Zingano. Clearly 29-28 for Vieira. Clearly. Rosales gives it 29-28 to Zingano. Okay, so same judge both times.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Adelaide Bird got a bunch of shit, but I think the other two were. I think Rosales was more egregious. Okay. Then Bird. No, not a chance in hell. Not a chance in hell did Ashley Yoder win that fight 29-28. Not a chance.
Yeah.
Bird gave it to her 29-28.
What the fuck?
Then you have Dotson Munoz. Okay. Bird gives it 30-27 to Munoz. Trowbridge gives it 29-28 to Munoz. D'Amato gives it 29-28. Or sorry, flip it. Gives it 29-28 to Munoz. Bird and Trowbridge, 30-27, 29-28 to Dotson. My apologies, because Dotson won the fight. Sorry, I know that was confusing. But again, how does Bird give it 30-27 to Dotson, and then D'Amato gives it 29-28?
Did
to
Dotson
Munoz?
win that fight?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Now I think Munoz probably did win.
Well, yeah, that's what I thought.
But still, it's still weird. I kind of agree with D'Amato. But so I won't talk a bunch of shit about that one. But then the Stamen Caraway, Stamen again. I thought he won the fight. I mean, I thought he was.
I listen.
That one at least was close to.
Yeah,
the
this one was close to me.
Dotson Munoz, Stamen Caraway were at least close.
Yeah.
The other three, Zingano, Dern, and Milstead, fuck out of here. Those weren't even close. Those weren't even close.
I agree.
What the fuck? And Rosales was involved in 2 of those. People talk a bunch of shit about Bird last night. Let's talk some shit about Rosales. Who the fuck is that?
Yeah,
because that person's an idiot.
These judges, man.
Let me look. Rosales has been involved in has been the split decision of multiple fights. That person was the split decision in Sergio Moraes, Tim Means. They were the split decision in Machida Anders. Oh, really?
Some interesting.
Let me go to that fight real quick. So the other judges scored it 48-47, 49-46 for Machida, and Rosales scored it 47-48. Can we fire this judge?
Don't think so. I don't think we're allowed to do that. Fucking judges and refs. We're stuck with them. Although
way more people thought that Anders won. Actually, maybe that person's not crazy. See, it's really quick. I'm really easy to criticize for this kind of thing, but then when you really think about it, actually, fights were closer.
Yeah.
All right, moving on down. We're not going to go through every single fight. We got to talk about Alexander Hernandez knocking out Beneil Dariush in 42 seconds. Was that just a matter of not knowing your opponent and getting caught, or being too comfortable with the fact that you're fighting a newcomer, or is Alexander Hernandez something legit?
Like with most things in life, man, it's a little of all. I think it's a little bit of all that. I think he's legit. I also think that Beneil came in a little lackluster and wasn't quite ready for all that quick. Homeboy came right the fuck at him. I think he fucking kicked him in the belly instead of tapping gloves with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even think that little thing right there might have threw Beneil off a little bit. Just like, whoa, okay, wait a minute, whoa, hold on, calm down.
That's smart, though.
It's like, when absolutely, clearly it was smart.
It's really
and
smart.
That, like, certain guys need a little time to find that rhythm. And if you can jump on those motherfuckers quick and not give them that ability to find that rhythm at all, clearly like what he did with Beneil, very, very good idea. And before fucking Beneil knew what was up, he was getting fucking thunderstruck.
That's huge. What a huge win for that guy.
No shit, man. Out of fucking nowhere.
I mean, here's who Benil Dariush was lost to: Edson Barboza, Michael Chiesa, and then Ramsey Najim at the beginning of his career.
Yeah,
Najim. That's it.
Yeah. Other than the Ramsey Najim shit in the beginning of his career, that ain't nothing to sneeze at. But Neil's a bad motherfucker, man. That was a good win, man. That was.
Although
win.
To be fair, his last fight was a draw with Evan Dunham. So
well, I mean, I ain't sneezing. Evan Dunham's a beast too, man. Yeah. I mean, that's not that bad.
Nothing to talk about Dawson Munoz.
Yeah,
we got to talk about that one. We'll get to that in a minute. Mike Pyle is officially done. He retired. Thank the good Lord.
Yeah,
Zach Otto is trash, and he knocked him out in the first round, which should not have happened.
Yeah, okay.
I'm saying Zach Otto won't do that to anybody else.
Sure.
So, I mean, Mike Pyle's just that bad.
Right.
And then Cody Stamann continues to prove why he has hype. I mean,
yeah,
that was a really tough fight for him, man.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That was tough.
I actually think that Cody Stamann's fucking gas tank is one of the few things that kept him in that fight, man.
Now he's a wrestler. I mean,
but in the third round, fucking Brian Caraway was gassed like a motherfucker, and old Cody started pulling away with the fight. The first round and a half of that fight was Caraway's, and then the second fucking round and a half of that fight was all Stamann. And, if it would have went another round, he probably would have got finished.
Yep.
Caraway, that is.
Man, I do feel very bad for Caraway. The guy, I mean, his bad luck continues, man.
Yeah.
I mean, in some serious stuff, some not serious stuff.
Sure.
I feel bad for the guy. I hope he's able to
bounce back
and relax,
because he's a talented guy, man.
Yes.
I mean, if his gas tank was right, he probably would have won that fight. I mean, dare I say, he's got more skill than Stamann. He just didn't have the gas tank to keep it going.
Yeah. So Jordan Johnson defeated Adam Milstead. Not much to talk about here. Jordan Johnson looked good, I think, for his 205 debut.
Yeah, I
think he'll be good moving forward. And Jordan Johnson, I think, is a legit dude. That grappling is up there for that division. So we got two new blood for the 205 division.
This is what they need to be doing with 45, the female 45 division. Yeah. Man. They just need people like that. I mean, they need to start.
UFC has no interest in doing it.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. It's not Cyborg's fault. They have no interest in doing it.
Well, I don't know. I think they have an interest in it. I think it might just not be as feasible as they want it to be.
Oh, look! I just realized this. The UFC put together pound for pound rankings for women, which is really smart. I've always wondered why they didn't do that. It makes sense because it's hard to compare the two.
Well, I tell you right now, as with everything that the UFC does with their pound for pound rankings, that fucking rankings is trash as fuck.
So they have number 1 Cyborg. You really aren't going to say that Cyborg is the pound for pound for the women.
Absolutely not.
Who is?
Amanda Nunes. Are you high? Fucking, it's easy. It's a landslide. Cyborg's fought one girl, Holly Holm. That's it. That's her only win. Okay. That shit last night does not count at all. Tanya Everger, God bless her soul.
So Amanda beat Shevchenko. Mm-hmm. Amanda beat
Ronda.
And
I mean, look, that right there. That, man, real shit. Knocking out Ronda trumps anything the Cyborg's ever done. In the grand scheme of things, it just does.
Now, and for people saying that Cyborg would, okay, because I know what people are thinking right now.
She would smash
Ronda, but
sure.
but
man,
but Max Holloway would smash Demetrius Johnson probably,
right?
Because of the size difference.
Well, and listen, man,
so that doesn't matter.
We can talk all day long.
She's never did it.
She didn't come and do it. She should have came and smashed Ronda. She should have took the little, whatever she should have had done that Amanda did to get that fight.
Yep.
I mean, I agree. Cyborg probably would have, but we don't know because she didn't fight her. We don't know. We don't know what would happen in that fight.
You have Joanna at number 3?
I'll go along with that.
Would you put Cyborg 2?
Nope. I would put her under Joanna at 4.
At 3?
At 3. I'm sorry.
So at 4 would be Rose?
Yes. Yeah, I would go along with that.
And then 5 is Shevchenko. It's probably true.
Yep. Yeah.
Because Shevchenko is going to be champion at 125.
Yeah.
That's basically a done deal.
I would do that. Yeah. That sounds right to me.
All right. Now, last but not least, we got to talk about CB Dalloway, Hector Lombard.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me. Because remember last week we talked about what's the difference between a DQ and a no contest and proving intent.
Well,
do you think that Hector Lombard intended to land the shots after the bell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
Was he angry? Why would he have intended to do that?
I will say there's a small window there where you might be able to give Hector the benefit of the doubt, and I might have done that, but when he walked away, he gave a little fuck you, a little. I don't remember what he did. He either shook his head or he fucking pointed. He did a little something like, "Yeah, that's right, motherfucker. I heard that bell go off a cunt hair ago, but I still thunderstruck you. How'd that feel?"
I am confused though.
I felt some energy from him that felt like, yeah. So what?
We're gonna watch it right now.
All right. After an ad. Oh, okay. No. Here we go.
So we can't hear any sound, of course. Okay, we're watching it. Okay.
Well, that was not the exchange. Where's the?
So when did the? Okay.
And right before.
Let's hear it. Let's
right
hear the
before
bell.
He starts that exchange.
Yeah, let's hear it.
He was throwing
Let's hear
the
it.
exchange.
Yeah, I completely disagree that should have been a disqualification.
You don't think it should have been a DQ?
Listen, what was the intent? Again, if that's what we're surmising here, if that's what our like litmus test here is, that in order for something to be a no contest versus DQ, it is what we can get from their intentions.
Mm-hmm.
How in the world could you say that he intended to throw those punches after the bell? He had started punching before the bell. Now, should he have pulled? Probably.
Think so. I think he should have pulled that.
The moment.
That's debatable.
He also took shots in the round too.
Play it. Do we got? I feel like the punch. He kind of looks.
No,
back.
he does. He does. Watch him.
Yeah, right there. That's it, right there. You should have kept your. If he would have been like, "Oh, whoa, wait." If he would have immediately went to the ref and been like, "Whoa, wait, whoa, shit, sorry, nah." You pointed at the ground like you just sunk a hole in one, motherfucker. Right there was the telltale for me. That fucking point. Now I seen people online say that he pointed as in he thought he finished the fight like that, like he didn't. Think that
what is the ref's job? The bell rang. The ref didn't react either.
Okay, listen. I've heard.
So if the ref. No. But I'm not saying he'd fucking step up and be like, punch me instead. He did even put his hand out. Like he had basically no react. So if the referee, who is patiently looking, who is watching the clock as it's happening, if he barely has a reaction, then why would we expect the person who's fighting, who's not watching the clock, to have a reaction quicker than the ref?
I mean, I
think a DQ is bullshit. I think there are
hear that fucking horn.
I think DQs, there should be one DQ a fucking millennia. There should be one DQ
so you're talking,
every 100 events.
You're talking fucking jingling. Like poking them up.
You are,
like,
yeah. I mean,
blatant cheating. You just feel like this is a little too close to call.
Yeah. By the way, the fact that you call him jingling, it's very off-putting.
Whatever his name is.
I apologize to all of our Chinese listeners. Hector Lombard apparently was not too thrilled.
Yeah.
Shocking.
I've heard he's gonna fight it in court and whatnot.
Fight it in court,
Hector, bro. You might as well just go ahead and call Scott
You're not.
Coker.
Yeah, you're not winning.
That's what you need to do.
You're not winning
bro.
an appeal, buddy. That's not happening.
You need to just call Scott Coker and see if they got any more room for you on the roster.
No, it'd be one of those like. It had been ruled a no contest, not a chance in hell CB Dollaway's winning an appeal to get it overturned to a DQ.
Right.
And it was called a DQ. There's no way in hell it's getting overturned to a no con. It's like the same thing in football. Whatever the call on the field is, that's what they're going to go with.
At the end of the day, it kind of doesn't matter, to be honest with you. Like CB Dollaway, God love him, Hector Lombard came in with a lot of hype.
Yeah.
So
either
way,
it's not even like he's.
Quite frankly, I'm a little surprised that Hector stuck around this long.
Yeah.
Like his hype's been so fucked up for so long. I thought they'd have been done, got rid of him. So I think now's the time. Sneaky cheating shit. Fucking thunderstriking people after the bell. They gonna have the balls to point at him afterwards too. You know what you just did. You heard that shit.
You know what you did.
And then he gonna point at it, then start looking around like, oh wait a minute, whoa, what? I DQ'd?
Oh no. All right, let's get out of here, man. We'll keep it a little shorter than usual.
All right. right, there we go.
Plug whatever you got to plug, buddy.
Kirby_MMA on Twitter. That is KIRBY_MMA on Twitter. Come holler at me.
You can find the podcast at LoudMouth MMA wherever you listen to a podcast. Please subscribe, leave a review, tell your friends. You can also find the podcast on social media, LoudMouth MMA, Facebook, Twitter, all that jazz. I like your phone. Is it a white phone?
Pink.
Oh, it looked white. It's pink. It's getting a good reflection. It's very pretty. That's it. That's all I got, guys. Fred, I'll see you same time.
Yes, sir.
Same place.
You got it.
Next week.
And every time I